slides now.
Okay. So Jim is here, Yanling is here. They're both our new members of family. Right? Eugene has escaped the family for now. Okay. Analysis of current status of relations. All right.
Yeah.
You may begin. Okay.
Can I start right now?
Yes, yeah, you can.
Yeah, hello everyone. And according to last time, professor and classmates gave the suggestions to me. I give a little change on my current topic. The previous topic is focus on the education policy and the education development. So it's so large. And now this time I change my topic, focus on the current status. So the current topic is analyze on the current status of international students' education in China universities.
And then
There are 5 parts.
analysis. Yeah.
Analysis.
Good.
Thank you. Analysis. Okay. The first part is introduction. The education of international students is one of the important components of international exchange programs, and its importance to sending and receiving countries is obvious. International students are a valuable resource for the internationalization of higher education, and the student mobility is the most dynamic and visible educational activity in the process. It is also an inevitable trend in the development of higher education. So in recent years, the number and the level of Chinese students studying abroad has been rising every year. China's international student education, teaching and management system has gradually developed from single and closed to open and diversified. However, the number of international students studying in China is far less than the number of Chinese students going abroad. So the education of studying in China is still needs to be refined. So I think it's very necessary to study the education of studying in China. The second part is literature review. At present, the education of international students in China mainly focuses on the following aspects. Research on the evolution of history for the international students' education in China. Research on the education status of international students in China. Research on the education policy of international students in China. Research and factors affecting international students coming to China and education quality. And the last one is research on cross-cultural adaptability of international students in China. So according to these 5 parts, we can summarize the conclusion is the first one is there are few literatures about the current state of education, and the most of current state most of current state focus on the teaching methods and certain curriculum. The second one is most of the previous studies focused on the macrocosmic studies, and which reviewed in detail the problems of a certain university. The third one is there are few studies on the international students' education in China from both macroscopic and macrocosmic aspects. The third part is problem statement. With the deployment and implementation of China's education planning and strategy and the continuous innovation of the education system structure, the education course of study in China continues to develop. China has emerged as a very popular study abroad destination in Asia. However, in the past 5 years, there have been few studies on the education status of international students in China. Furthermore, it is rare to summarize the current characteristics of the education of international students in China through macrocosmic data. It's focused on universities questionnaire combined with the macroscopic data. Is from official website data of the Ministry of Education. So how to improve the international students' education in China still needs our in-depth thinking and research. Therefore, this paper will collect the relevant data and materials of international students in China over the years, with a macro combination of individual cases to explain its current education status of China's education, find out the existing problems in the current development, and put forward development strategies. The fourth part is research questions and research objectives. And there are four research questions and four research objectives. The first one is what are the characteristics of the education development of Chinese students studying in China? I'm gonna collect from this part data, the development trend of the number of students, the comparison between degree students and non-degree students, the nationality and the scholarship distribution. So for this question, is to summarize the development characteristics of the education of international students in China from a macro perspective. The second question is, what are the international students' personal information, purpose of coming to China, adaptability, satisfaction in living and studying in China? This question is for summarize the current situation of international students in China from a macrocosmic perspective. The third question is, what is the comparative analysis of the education status quo of international students in China? And for the third question, is in order to compare macroscopic and macrocosmic data, corroborate and complement each other. The last question is, what is the future development trend of Chinese education for study in China? The difficulties and the problems in obtaining the education of international students in China, and put forward the corresponding solutions. The fifth part is research methodology. The research approach is qualitative and quantitative. Instrument is questionnaire survey and interview, And for the sample, I'm gonna select 3 universities and from different tabs. The one is for the engineering universities, one is for the liberal arts universities, and the last one is for the comprehensive studies universities. And the research strategy is inductive and the data collection procedure. First, the questionnaire for students in China will be created, and this questionnaire will focus on the basic information of students, purpose of coming to China, adaptability, satisfaction in living and studying in China. And for the data analysis, first is statistical data information of valid questionnaires. Then the data analysis through the SPSS software. And then random interviews with international students participating in the questionnaire. And the next step is based on real data to increase its scientific nature. And final is to get the conclusions drawn. Yes, this is my this time's presentation. Thank you.
Okay, and then, all right, Hansen, let's get back to the beginning. And so if you have first one, let's go to your first slide. Yeah, all right. Analysis on the current status of international students' education in China University. We'll revisit the title again. We will relook at the title. Once we work on the research questions, we will go back to the title and see how we can make the title more in line with the research questions. Right? Okay, go to the next one, please. The next slide. Go to the next slide. Okay. All right. And then the next slide. And then the next slide. Okay. All right. For this slide, the words are a bit too small, right? So we find it hard to see the word, right? So you need to use the font to make the font at least 14 or 16, size 14 or size 16, right? So that we can see this is too small, right? So you're going to make it bigger. 14 or 16, yeah? So when you make the font big, then you might also need more than one slide if you're still maintaining the same text, right? Okay.
Yes.
Right, so you do that. The other thing is, when you, this has to do with your presentation, is area. So when you make your presentation, you want to click the slide show button, right? You know where the slideshow button?
Slideshow button, yeah.
The slideshow button, right? Click down there. Kyla, can you help me?
The slideshow button.
Click the button down there.
Bottom right.
就是删掉那个
Bottom right. Bottom right.
空格的那个
This one there, this one. This one, is it?
Click the button, yes.
And then this is the button.
还能点一下那个上面那个播放，
Yeah, this one.
对，点一下，还能听到。
Which one?
You want to enlarge it, so you click that button, the slide. Yeah, that. Can you see? Can you see that?
你能看到鼠标？
Okay, good. Go there.
Ah.
Yes.
Eh?
Is it? Magic.
No, I think this is called change.
Huh? Called what? What's it called in Chinese again?
No,
全屏 the whole
全屏
Ah.
全屏
The whole screen.
screen 全屏 okay.
Is it
When you learning new vocabularies now, right? 全屏 right? 全体全屏 which one? Huh?
全屏，对，
全屏
全
屏全屏张 You hear that? 那个不是全屏那个音我们汉语啊，我们汉语拼音要准的。OK， 不是马来西亚的。Malaysian Chinese is like Malaysian English, Malaysian Malay, like so that Malaysian Arabic. You cannot say ha, ho, ho.
Yeah.
Dal, you cannot tell the difference.
It's yeah.
So
Pronunciation so difficult.
So yeah, okay, right. So press that one. Now, so two things. Remember the Hansen. One is to make the font bigger, minimum 14 or 16, right? That's the rule of thumb, the general rule of thumb, minimum 14 or 16, right? Okay, number two, press that 全屏, right? 对不对？
对对对
拼音对不对？全屏 Okay. Be correct, man, so that when I speak Chinese, I sound like a 中国人. So at least I'm improving my Chinese. And the third thing, right, Hansen, when you have a lot of text like this, right, there's a lot of words, right, what you want to do is to highlight certain words. Make it bold, or make it, make, the yellow highlight or something that we know, oh, this is what you're saying, okay? When there's a lot of text, highlight it. So, okay? So three things there. Okay. All right. So we go to the next slide. Go to the next slide, please. All right. Okay. Literature review. Go to the next one. Okay. Here you see the words. You have research on the evolution, research on the education, research on the education, research on the factors, right? So you remove the word research on the or research on, remove that because you do not need that one because they're all research, right? Or maybe some it's not even research. Some maybe they're write-ups, maybe they're analysis, maybe they're studies. Okay. So remove the word research on. You can even remove research on the, so you remove that word, you can even, this is good what you have here, so you actually have an analysis, remember the word analysis of the literature, and then you systematically put them into themes, and you point towards what the vacuum is, what is missing, right? This is true for the rest of you as well, right? Who have not presented, right? That Vivian Ling, you have not. Jim, you have not as well. Carla, you have not as well. Right? Carla, you have done many times so that you know my input, right? So the rest of you have not presented to the CPR committee. This is what you want to do. You want to show the different themes or topics that have been studied, and you systematically arrange this way. And then the point there is to highlight what is not being studied yet, what the vacuum is, yeah, what is missing, right? Okay, that's the point that you want to lead to when it comes to literature review. Okay, problem statement. Let's go to the problem statement. Okay, now it looks better because I can see it, right? Because you press the magic button, 全屏. Okay, I can see the whole thing now. So the part that you want to highlight is the part. It is the first paragraph, the fourth line, it is rare to summarize the current characteristics of the education of the international. So you highlight that one, so this is the part that you want to emphasize in your problem statement, right? Okay, so you want to do that. You highlight certain keywords. It does not have to be the whole sentence, just the keywords. There's the main concepts, the main part that you want to emphasize. Right, then you do that. Therefore, this paper will collect the relevant data materials with a macro combination of individual cases. So you have that, right? Highlight that. Okay, move on to the next one. We're going to go to the more important part of your research presentation, which is research questions and research objective, right? Okay, here we go. Your research questions, now that you have zoomed in, you have focused more to the students' part of their research rather than the policy and all that, right? So you're focusing on the student part. Let's go through your research questions. What are the characteristics of the education development of Chinese students studying in China? So, okay, when I first read your research question, I wasn't sure what this is about. Yeah, so you do explain that. That helps. The development trend of the number of students, the comparison between degree students and non-degree students, and the nationality of scholarship distribution. So here you're interested in the characteristics of the students, right? Is it education? You're interested to look at the characteristics of the students.
Yes, because this part data I'm gonna search from the website of the official website, and this they only offer this kind of data, so I will focus on this data.
Okay, so this data is about students' characteristics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, like the structural characteristics. Yeah, like the change of the numbers of students and the different degree and different nationality and the scholarship, the change in these aspects, the number of students.
Okay, nationality. Okay. So, so the right phrasing of the question should be: what are the characteristics of the students studying in China? But are you looking at Chinese students only, or are you looking at international students too?
Sorry, it's international students here.
Alright, okay, alright. So,
Sorry, I'm wrong.
alright, so, and it should be what are the characteristics of the international students, right? So you're not studying the education development, you're studying the characteristics of the students,
yes.
right?
Yes, I'm not focused on the development because the number is development. So here I give the development this word.
Okay,
Yes.
right. So what are the characteristics of the international students, or what are the characteristics of international students studying in China, right? So put that right then. Okay. And okay, the research objective that corresponds to your research question should look like or should be similar to your research question. So if the question, right now the question is what are the characteristics of international students studying in China, right? Question mark. So the research objective should be to examine or to analyze the characteristics of international students studying in China. Right? Just you don't even need to use the word macro perspective there, right? Okay. So
Yes.
to analyze, so these are the words you want to use for research objective: to analyze, to examine, to investigate, to explain. These are the different words you can use. Right? To analyze, to investigate, to examine, to map out. Sometimes people say to map out is a bit too shallow, not deep enough. So examine is deeper, analyze, investigate, to explain. Yeah. Sometimes you can use the word explore, but explore is also not deep enough for some question. Right? So that's the first one. So look at the second question. Don't worry, Hanif has also streamed this to our YouTube, so you can watch our YouTube if you miss anything. Yeah. What are the international students' personal information, purpose of coming to China, adaptability, satisfaction in living and studying in China? All right, we have a number of questions in there. Personal information. What do you mean by personal information?
Like the gender and the
nationality.
and the age and degree and how long you have been to China yeah, so on like this. And before you come to China, did you know about the China much or know the universities much, something like this? According to the human statistics, yeah, something to make the personal information.
Okay. Oh, so this is still about. It looks a bit quantitative to me, right? How long have you been here? That kind of question, right? So it's a kind of a profile question. It's still profile, right? Profile question about the profile of the student, right? When you talk about personal information, it's profile. Profile is, gender is a profile. Gender is profile. Yeah. What is it highlight in Mandarin, in Chinese?
轮廓介绍
Profile questions. Yeah. 自我介绍. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, because if you say personal information is, what time did you sleep last night? Where did you sleep last night? How well did you sleep last night? Medical information is also personal, right? Who did you sleep last night with? That was a personal information, right? So you don't know to use personal information, right? Do you wake up to go to the bathroom last night? That's personal information, though. So you do not want to use the personal information, so you want to say profile information, something like that, right? Okay. And then you have purpose of coming to China, adaptability, satisfaction in living and studying in China. Okay, here is, I think this is the important part that you want to research on, right? This is the central research question, right? You want to know.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so this is the central part. Then you will want to have much more in-depth kind of research question. And this the research question doesn't say something. It's the purpose of coming to China. If you say purpose of coming to China, the person say I'm here to study or I'm here to learn the Chinese culture, right? So you might get very simple answer, right? So that might not be viable for you to have good PhD research. So you want to have something that's deeper, right? Because you're asking a deeper question, and then adaptability is how the person adapt, right? How the person live, adapt, right? Okay. So that is another question, right? satisfaction in living and studying in China. So, okay, I want to listen from you. What is it you want to know about the students, about international students? What is it you want to know?
Where is to know?
What do you want to know?
Or what do I want to know?
Yeah.
First of all, the profile information, I can collect some data and I can to compare with the first question from the official website data. Yes. And for the adaptability and satisfaction and cost for the official website data, they only can know the structured data. They cannot. They can don't know the life for the student in China. So for the adaptability, I will give the so many difficulties. Let them select which one is very difficult and which one is less difficult and general and much difficult, something like this. Yeah, and satisfaction is you are living in China and studying in China. It's like how when you came to China, when you come to China, and before you enroll the university, how the admission office do, and when you already enrolled in university, how the management office to do, and for the teaching apartment, what they do. All of these departments do your satisfaction with this. So for the basic data and for the filling of students, for these two parts, it will be conclusion the current situation of international students in China. Yeah.
Okay. You said about difficulty just now. Can you explain a bit more about the difficulty?
Difficulties is so many selections, yes, and for the cost of living, for example, the renting of Federal and school bus, something like this, and for study, communicate with supervisor and with the international student office person and communicate with the Chinese students, something like this. And they will select which is the most difficult. Then I will know how their adaptability is good or not, or which one is the one they adapt best. Yes.
All right, okay. Now, okay, Hansen, now that you are focusing on the international students as your main research, right? So we want to see a much more developed research question from your part, and you want to write it down, right? So a much more systematic kind of research questions for this part of your research, because this is the meat, the essence, the centerpiece of your research. So let me see whether we can help you here. Now, let's divide these research questions further and see how we can dive deep into this research question, so that you have a lot of data, enough for you to analyze, enough to make it a PhD research. Otherwise, you become a report, not a PhD research. So you want to have something that is thick and something that is theoretical as well. Right? Now, let's think of phases or stages of students' life, right? So there is before coming to China, right? What are your expectations and perceptions and emotions? So you can ask that. This is qualitative research, right? Are you doing qualitative or semi-structured, right? So you can think about the qualitative. But So should be one before, right? Before coming to China, what is your expectation? What are your reasons? You can ask all these questions, and you need to. You have one question about before coming to China, right? Think about it, specific parts of it, right? Motivation, expectation, what perception do you have? And in your qualitative research, you can ask what have you heard about China? What do you know about China? Right? This is all qualitative, so that you have a lot of data, a lot of findings for you to analyze. Right? So if you have one before coming to China. Number two, you can talk about arriving, the stage of arrival. You can call it orientation stage or what stage? Arrival, when first arriving to China, right? What was the experiences of the international students, right? What was the experiences of international students coming to China? So that can be another part, another component of this research question. So it can be one research question with many components. So this is another component. When they arrive, the early stage, when the students you interview are students who have graduated or students who are still studying in China?
Sorry, Professor, could you repeat the question?
Okay. The students that you will interview, your research, are they students in China or who have graduated from China?
Is still studying.
Still studying in China. Okay, all right. So you have before, when they first arrive, so in that stage, because you want to know their experiences and what meanings they attach to their experiences, right? What their experiences are and what meanings they attach to their experiences, right? So it's a general question, but you need to break down because you are interested in certain things. For example, what were their experience when they first stepped into China, right? It could be the airport, it could be the country, it could be the air, whatever. And what meanings do they attach to that experience? The experience of coming to the campus, the experience of the first contact with the campus, what is experience? The experience with the students, what was their experience with the students? The experience meeting the professors or teachers or lecturers, what was the experience? The experience, and you got to break it down like that, right? The experience of finding a place to stay. If they already know where they're going to stay, it's fine. But they say, "Oh, I already call in, I already book, I already have a place to stay. I'm going to stay in the dormitory or hotel or hostel or residential hall, whatever." What was your experience? You can get them to talk about the experience and how do they interpret the experience. So they're also the experience and what meanings they attach to the experience. How do they interpret the experience? So what happened to them and how do they interpret what happened to them? You get my point there, Hansen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So now you want to learn about adaptability, right? You're interested about adaptability and problems and difficulty, right? So you want to break down the various aspects of life, right? Food, there'll be another one, right? Food, accommodation, food, social life, as in not social, as in singing and all that, but friends, that part. So you can divide the friends in the hostel or in dormitories, or friends in class, and then you can keep on breaking it up as many as possible so that your research becomes very rich, right? Using the facilities of the university, what was your experience using the library? going to do medical checkup, right? Maybe university is like USM, you have to do medical checkup. What was your experience? What else? Maybe the recreational activities on campus. But they might go swimming, they might go play ping pong, right? Because gym here is an expert in ping pong. Right? Whatever recreational activities. So you break it down, right? And you ask relevant questions. So this is the first phase, right? So there's a prior phase before they come, and when they come, there's a first phase. And then the next phase is when maybe after a year, what are the experiences after the year, right? So the experiences could also be about the academic life, right? The academic life has to do with going to the classes, listening to the lectures. Do they have problems understanding Mandarin if they take Mandarin? Do they have problems listening to English or when Chinese speaking English, right? Do they have problems being understood, right? So these are all different aspects of life, and they might have different adaptability to this life, right? So here is where you have the microscopic knowledge. You use the word microscopic, right? Microscopic is, you can see the germs, you can see bacteria, you can see COVID-19 using microscope, right? So you can see different parts of their life and get them to tell you the story of their life, right? You see what I mean? Anjan? 头痛
Yes.
头晕 头痛 头晕 Huh? Okay, so
Agree.
agree? Agree. Migraine, what? Okay, so you get all my points there, right? So you want to map out the student's life and see what their life is like and what meanings they attach to their life when they first come or first arrive, right, to China, maybe the first year, and then you have the second year. How do they continue to survive? How do they continue to adapt? So you can have the second year experience. And so after the second year, they have known where to buy fresh fish, where to buy what's the name of the wine again? Kaila, what's the name of the wine? Wine, the expensive wine you told me is now. Multi. So they know where to get multi, the original multi, the cheap multi, right? And they know where to get the real food, the fake food, right? They can go to the wet market, right? So we have a lot of versions of food too. So they know. So after 1 year, they know where to eat. Where they have. Maybe some of them, like Mutadi has girlfriend, that. some might fall in love, some might go through breakups, right, and have a third girlfriend, right? But that's a good thing.
We got group, yeah.
And that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing. I'm concerned if you have a boyfriend, not a good thing, right?
Yeah. Last time I have Chinese friend
Okay.
here. She's girl.
Okay.
Yeah, but she's a friend. I met her just 5 months ago.
Yes, yeah.
Her English is okay. We can communicate. Few days ago, I met her again. All this time I didn't see her, but I found her English is so bad. Cannot speak. I don't know why. She told me I don't mingle with the other foreign people.
Oh.
What I told her? Get your boyfriend. You should get boyfriend, foreign boyfriend, not Chinese, foreign boyfriend.
Yeah.
I'll help you.
Then you can practice, You said,
Yeah.
Jim, you hear that now, right?
Yeah.
But I saw your profile there, you're married, so you cannot there.
Really better. I am single,
Yeah.
so I get English class better
Yes.
than my friend. They married already. They have their wife with them.
Yes,
here.
yes, yes.
So their social relationship is less than me. So I
Yes.
cannot mix with other people.
Yeah.
Better than them. because their wife jealous.
Okay. No wonder Eugene wants to come to Malaysia. He doesn't want to go back.
Because his wife
Kill her. Okay.
See, Hanif's English is good.
Yeah. Okay, so do you get the picture, Hansen? Right? So you can at least divide into 3 phases of their life experience. Before they come, when they come, when they first arrive, and after first year. After first year, maybe the second year, you will divide them based on their the number of years they've been here. Okay, so in that way you will have, what the experiences are in different aspects of their life and what meanings they attach to the experience. The meanings they attach to the experience is important, not just the experience, right? Because they might see, something that might look bad, but it's actually good, or something that looks good, but actually bad. The meaning they attach to that, right? So, and you want to capture that, analyze it, and if you're interested with the focus is on adaptability, you've got to define what adaptability is. What do you mean adaptability? Some people use the word coping strategy, right? Coping strategy. Coping strategy usually has to do with when there's a problem, when there's something, then you have to cope with it, right? But adaptability might also mean something else, right? People are stupid around you, how do you adapt with stupid people? Or people are smart around you, I'm not that smart, how do you adapt to smart people, right? People cannot understand you, so how do you adapt to people who cannot understand you, right?
And first, before I want to define the adaptability from the 3 parts. One is the culture and psychology and academics. Yeah, these 3 parts to see how they adapt to China life and study. Yes.
Cultural. Again, what is it? The 3 things? Cultural,
and psychology.
psychology, and then
And academics.
academic. Okay, academic. Okay. So you want to write that in your research question. Cultural adaptability, cultural adaptability, academic adaptability, psychological adaptability, right? But then. Culture, and then I can imagine the other adaptability too, because when you got to talk about, when you say cultural, food is part of culture, I suppose.
So what do you mean about culture? Because culture is so large concept.
Yeah, it's very large. Culture is large.
What do you mean about culture?
Like to think the way of Chinese people talk with you is so hard to understand, and for their the rules and the way they work or something, that's okay for you to understand it.
Okay, so it should be social cultural then, social cultural then. Not just cultural, social cultural then. So
social culture.
So there's a social cultural, there's a psychological, I guess that's psychological. And then you have academic, but there are also other things, right? The financial is another one, financial, right? So you can think about different, because finance is actually a big part of students' challenges. Students, how do we adapt financially to tough situation when things are expensive or things are not expensive or whatever, or things are not expensive, they start spending too much money, whatever. So financial is another part, but you think you can have many adaptability components, not just those 3. You can start expanding your mind, start thinking about it, right? So eventually you will have this adaptability as a part that an important construct, important concept in your research. and you will need to look for literature on adaptability, right? There are other words that you might want to consider, right? I'm just going to throw out certain words for you. There's adaptability, there's well-being, you know. So what is the cultural well-being? What is the psychological well-being? What is the academic well-being? Or resilience will be another word. Whether they can withstand.
Flexible, you mean?
Flexible, resilience, they can withstand. If there's problem, they can, you know, if they're, they have strength. They have strength. Resilience has to do with strength, right? So, so people talk about family resilience, and people talk about, you know, economic resilience. Whenever there's crisis, problems, you have the strength to what is the Chinese word? 可以顶住，忍耐。
忍耐。忍耐。忍耐。Yeah.
Right. So that's resilience, I think. Okay. So when there's a problem, how do you you know, face it? You know, defend the problem, right? 好像可以顶住了，忍耐，对啊。Okay. So same. So how they can face it, how they can overcome it, take it. So these are different words. You think about the different words that are similar to adaptability. Then you got to choose one particular one, and then go deeper into it. You got to know the literature around the concept, right? Because you're going to go back in your chapter 4, 5 when your analysis part. You want to connect to the literature to show what's your contribution, what's your conceptual and theoretical contribution to the literature from your research. Otherwise, you cannot connect to the literature. You want to be able to connect to the literature, what's missing in the literature, vis-a-vis, in relation, with regards to your key concept, which is adaptability, for instance. So you can choose that word, but you got to understand there might be other words that are related to that word, and then you want to choose that particular word, and you need to discuss the word. You need to discuss the concept, why you choose that word, why you want to study that. All right, Anton, you get that? Okay.
Yeah.
So your research questions now, right? Do not wait too long for you to show me again. Research questions now should be expanded to look at these 3 different phases and to include the word, you know, cultural adaptability, psychological adaptability, academic adaptability, right? We understand between these 3 there's overlapping, right? There's overlapping. So cultural and psychological, there might be some overlapping spaces that falls under psychology, also falls under cultural, right? It's possible. Academic and psychological might also overlap because stress is, you know.
Maybe psychology can study, for example, homesick or
homesickness is a
kind of alienation, and also depression.
Depression, yeah. So these are things.
Sometimes we see cultural trauma.
Culture shock.
Culture shock. When people, for example, they live, first 1 year is okay, but after this, you will feel shock because he used about this culture and he discovered everything, and now he just feel how can I say, this is nostalgia about music.
So. That's again, things like the word alienation is a good word to look into. Alienation is a Marx word, you know, alienation. Alienation is where one is being alienated from the community, from the work, from the studies, alienated. Or another word you want to use, I think you're connecting to that word just now, is anomie, which is a different word from alienation. Anomie is Durkheim's word for a state of normlessness. So when they enter a different culture or different environment, they do not know what the norms are, what the culture is like. So they are lost. They do not know what's right. So what should I do here? You know, what's the norm like? Should I shake my hand? Should I not shake my hand? Should I bow? Should I not bow? How much should I bow? How much should I not bow? You know, how should I call my teachers, my lecturers, my professors? How should I address them? This is anomy, has to do with anomy.
Yeah.
They do not know what the norms are, what the accepted practices are. That's anomy. That's Durkheim's concept. Alienation, that's Karl Marx's concept.
Yeah.
So it's a different concept, but it's similar. So, but what you want to do, Hanchen, is to understand the different concepts. You can discuss it, but you choose one or two concepts to focus on, right? Alienation is a good research word to look at. I remember when my first semester, I was in the United States, I chose to live alone, right? I chose to live alone. My own dorm or room, right? Because I want to experience America, right? To live alone. In America, you can go for 1-2 weeks not talking to people. Right?
Wow.
But, you know, people are not necessarily friendly if you do not approach them. So it was miserable for me. It was miserable, right? I never, you know, experienced 1 week, 2 weeks not talking to people. But in the US, you can go for 1 week, 2 weeks not talking to people. It was miserable. But I want to go through that kind of process to know, right? So to some extent, I was experiencing alienation because I felt that the community did not bring me in and all that. So that was challenging, you know. But but after a while, I was a student senator for the university. A student senator, run organization and all that. After that, but that aside, alienation is something that students may experience, right? Especially they are not being received well by the community. But I think Chinese are generally friendly, so Eastern people are generally friendly, right? The problem might be anomy. They do not know how to behave, what's right, what's wrong, what's acceptable. So explore those things, but adaptability is another one. Adaptability is usually the experience they give, right? Okay, so you understand what I'm saying now, Hanchen, for the research question number 2? All right. Okay. Yeah. So you might want to expand your research question number 2 into maybe 2 or 3 more questions, right? At least 2 questions, right? When they arrive and after they arrive for 1 year, right? So after they arrive, so another word to use is acculturation. Acculturation. Acculturation means the ability, the process, the condition, the state where an individual has understood and adapted. Adapted to the cultural context, right? So acculturated. So they have been acculturated to Malaysia. So they know the food, they know the people, they know the procedures, right? So acculturated. So acculturated would be something close to the word adapted. Or the other one is acclimated, right? Acclimated. From the word climate, acclimated is another word that is close to adaptability. All right, but you need to find that word and research on that word. Okay, let's go to your. Let's go. Okay, let's go to your next question here. What is the comparative analysis of education status status quo of international students in China? Okay, the phrasing of the question needs to be improved, right? What do you mean comparative analysis? What are you comparing it with? What with what? Or who with who?
The first question is from the macro the macroscopic and data. And second question from the macrocosmic data. And I will compare this data first is to prove, give the proof, and the second to complement each other. Yes. Because from the first question, we cannot find some status data. So I will compare this two parts and make the conclusion of the current situation.
Okay, so you're comparing between the microscopic and the microcosmic data. And this is a bit, we are usually, when we compare, we are referring more to the sample that we are comparing with, not different parts of the data, right? Here you're comparing different parts of the data. Usually we compare the different sample of the data. Now I would suggest instead of comparing the different parts of the data, you compare the different the different sample of the data, or you compare the first arrival, the first year experience with the second year experience. So, or much better is to compare between groups. Between groups. Now let me ask you a question now. Your sample. Who are your sample?
Sample is here.
Students.
Here.
Yeah. Where is it? All right. Okay. Here, this is the good part. So you compare between these three groups of students. Yeah? The engineering, the liberal arts, and the comprehensive universities. So you replace the third objective, the research question, with this research question to compare and contrast three groups of students from engineering, liberal arts, and comprehensive studies universities. So then you will have something to talk about, something to analyze, right? Okay? Instead of comparing the different part of the data, which is not too meaningful. This one is more meaningful, right? By the way, the students, many of your students are from where? Many of the students from which country?
Bachelor, most of them from Morocco
Okay.
and Russia. Yeah, Russian.
Oh, Russia.
Yes. And for the graduate, for the master and PhD, most of them from the Pakistan how to say Bangladesh, something like this.
Bangladesh. Okay. So fascinating. No one from Africa?
And for the non-degree students, most of them from the
Turkmenistan.
Yeah, for the non-degree students. So for the different level students, the countries is from different.
Okay.
Especially she's focused on the Muslim student because Morocco, Pakistan,
Turkmenistan.
are Muslims still.
And it's Stan is usually Muslim. Dagestan, the other one, where's that guy? The Habib Nurmagomedov. You know who he is?
Yeah,
The MMA guy.
Yes, he good.
MMA guy.
Yeah.
Dagestan. Dagestan. It's a Russian. It's a Russian state in the. I'm just digressing a bit. If you have that, be good. They're all for fighting. You know I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
Habib, the MMA fighter.
MMA fighter. Habib.
It's number one fighter.
But already retired.
He retired now, yeah. But from his country, they all are good wrestlers. They're wrestlers. MMA, no MMA, right?
No.
Mixed martial arts. You can punch, you can beat, you can wrestling and all that. No? Oh, you don't know him? He's a Muslim by the way, but he's a Russian.
Russian, yeah.
Okay. Now, Hanjan, you have many ways to slice this, many ways to compare this. This is good, by the way. This is good. You can compare them by. You can You can even say that you want to have two types of comparison. One by a university-based comparison. So you can compare between among these three universities. The other one you can make a nationality-based comparison. So you can talk about people comparing between Russians and what is it, Russian and Pakistan, or Pakistan and Morocco, right? Morocco will be Arabs, but they are northern African, North African Arabs.
Not bad.
Right, Mediterranean Arabs. Mediterranean Arabs, yeah. Good food, man. Good food, right? It's a bit Spanish, a bit. Right. So you can have two. So in your research question number four, number three, number four?
Number three.
Number three, yeah. Number three, to compare and contrast, to make two types of comparison. One is comparison of the universities, among the three universities. The other one, comparison between nationalities. Because different nationalities, they might have different adaptability, right? Or resilient. So maybe the Arabs would adapt to food differently compared to the Russians, right? Or the Russians might adapt to culture differently than the Pakistanis. Right? So there will be a fascinating research you have. There will be wonderful research you have, Anjan. Right? You get it? Alright. Now, question number 4. Keep the question number 4 outside of your research question. Question number, the future development. Future development trend. Keep it outside your research question. Put it in your analysis, in your chapter 5, chapter 6. So this is not a research question you want to have, right? You can put it under analysis. There are 3 research questions that you're going to expand into 4 later on because you have 2 parts there, right? That is enough for your PhD, right? That's enough. Okay, so the last research question is also a bit too challenging to deliver. So you do not promise anything. You just put it in your discussion chapter, which is chapter 5 or chapter 6. You can still discuss it, you can still analyze it, but you are not making any promise for the findings and what is the future development trend. Future development trend is a bit, you're entering the forecasting, the foresight kind of a research question here, kind of a future studies. So this can be a discussion question, not part of a research question. Yeah, take it up. You already have something strong, solid. You don't want to put in another question that would shaken the stability of your research questions. Yeah? So you say the difficulties and problems in obtaining the education of international students in China and put forward corresponding solutions. So this is all about solutions and recommendations, right? Right. So that would be but the policies that you can recommend. So that will be in your chapter 5. You do not need to have this in your research question. Right? I tell you what, Hansen, I'll give you either 1 week or 1 month, right, to work on this one, research questions, and come back and present your research question, right? So you can do it in 1 week or 2 weeks or whatever. But 2 weeks I might not be here, but 3 weeks I'll not be here because of the Eid al-Fitri, right? No, it's like Chinese New Year, so what was it? What do you call it, Chinese New Year again? Chunjie. Huh?
Chinese New Year.
Chunjie, 就是but 3 weeks from now is our Chunjie. So, because yeah, something like that. Because after fasting we will have the Kai Jai Jie, we will have the Chunjie. But it's not Chunjie, it's spring festival.
Spring festival.
Chunjie is. The
Chunjie.
Chinese New Year is actually spring festival.
Oh.
Spring, spring.
Yeah, spring. Today in my country, it's spring festival for Kurdistan, Kurd people.
Oh.
But Iranian also.
Okay.
Because this first spring.
Is it Nuruz?
Yeah, Nuruz.
Oh, that's an important day, right?
Important day,
Yeah. For Iranians,
Iranian and Kurdistan.
For Kurds, okay.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Oh, so they have different spring day for different countries, right?
Different, but the same day, today. 21 March.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should create our spring day too. We have hot days, rainy days.
Now it's hot day.
No, we have rainy days, heavy rain, very rainy days, hot days, very hot days. Four seasons. Very hot day. Today is very hot day. But yesterday was raining, was nice, a bit nice.
Yeah, nice. Just nice. But we miss the raining actually.
I miss the raining, so it's good to have rain. Somebody's going coming.
But
Yefeng is studying education as well, so you can study education. Yefeng is studying what? Education, right?
Yeah, double reduction.
Yefeng and Li is studying education, so Hanzhen, you can talk to them, your friends too. So you have, let's look at your sample again, let's move the methodology.
Okay.
Methodology, let me look at methodology. Okay, questionnaire, survey, interview. You also have document analysis, right? Because you want to collect data from the website, right?
Yes, from the official website.
Okay, so you have content analysis or secondary data analysis. You have that as well. So not just questionnaire, survey, interview, but you have that as well, right? Now, research strategy, you can put inductive, you can put abductive, you can put a combination as well, right? Because it depends on how you want to structure your question later on. 3 universities, simple question. Data collection procedure, questionnaire for international students in China will be created, focus on the basic information and but not just questionnaire, yeah? You're doing interview too, right? So when you say data collection procedure, you put questionnaire, but because your instrument is questionnaire, survey, and interview, so your data collection procedure is also interview, right?
Interview with who?
Yeah, you need to identify, and then the sampling, you need to be clear. How are you going to do the sampling, right? How are you going to do the sampling? Is it purposive sampling? Is it population study or what? So is it random sampling, right? Be clear about that. It's not just sample. And preferably you have some idea of how many people you want to interview and how many people you want to send your survey question to. So that is not clear. But for research proposal presentation, right, you do not have to go too deep, but you do need to be able to answer the question if they ask you, right? who are you going to interview, how many do you plan to interview, you need to be able to answer, right? When there's a committee asking you the question, you will need to answer the question. So that needs to be improved under research methodology too. Right? And if you have quantitative and qualitative, you might be doing is it a sequential research, right? Or is it not a sequential research? Right? If it's not sequential research, how's your research design look like? Sequential research is when you do one after another, qualitative after quantitative, or quantitative after qualitative. That's sequential research, right? By the way, you could do two qualitative, that's also sequential research, depending on what you plan to do too. Right? Okay, you have any questions or comments, Hansen?
No, I will just write and to think again about this type of presentation.
Yes, okay. It is, you're getting there, you're getting better than the last one. Last time was bigger, broader, harder. This one is much more focused, but I want you to even be more clear about your research questions. And then when you present your research proposal, you're clear to answer the questions about your research question and about your research methodology. So the next one, you can schedule one next week, or it could be 2 weeks from now. You should not wait too long. So it's between 1 week to 1 month, right? Get the research questions revised and presented to me, to our group supervision, right? And by the way, when are you coming to Malaysia? See, Yuan and Jim is here. Coming is here. Yeah, Kaila is still strong, still adapting to USM.
Malaysian culture.
So, Kaila, you still have culture shock, Kaila?
Huh?
You have culture shock coming here?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Yes.
Not yet, or you have gone beyond culture shock?
I feel comfortable.
You feel comfortable? Okay. You're supposed to experience culture shock first and then comfortable. Oh, okay. But then if immediately feel comfortable, then it's fine, then it's okay. Right. How about you, Yuan Ling? This is your second day, right? Third day, fourth day? Oh, you've been here for a long time?
No, the first time I come here.
First time. So, when did you arrive? Yesterday?
Yesterday afternoon.
Yesterday afternoon. Okay, what was your experience at the immigration?
It's hard to say.
Was it a long line? You have to wait long time?
It's about 4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah.
4个钟头，4个钟头
Yeah.
at the immigration. 40 minutes or 4 hours?
4 hours.
4 hours.
Where?
Which immigration is this? In KL, in Kuala Lumpur, or in Penang?
I think she doesn't understand the question.
Okay. Okay. Immigration, how do you say immigration?
入境
Huh?
入境多久？
入境. It's about 40 minutes.
40 minutes, okay, alright, okay.
I'm meeting the train.
Oh, you got the plane, right? Yeah.
Fly.
4 hours you can open the wok and cook stuff, noodles and make dumplings. Right? But I'm not saying, 40 minutes are bearable, I guess, bearable. Bearable, yeah. Sometimes the line is long and they don't process it.
Yeah, process, yeah.
They're slow, lately it's slow. Last time it used to be better, but now
I think it's, next week we will start the heavy,
we have again,
because the semester will start.
Oh yeah, that's it, yeah.
But after that, they will go back again because they like.
You're just crazy, like, it's a Malaysian government craziness. craziness of Malaysian government. Yes, I can see it. Okay, Hansen, you do not have any question? I want to see you back in 1 week or between 1 week to 1 month's time, right? Get ready, make the presentation, and hope to see you soon, Hansen, over here.
Of course, I will go soon.
Yes, yes. Sometimes sometimes when you come here and we can interact, it become much faster and much more effective, right? Right. So maybe the way is better, right? Okay. All right.
Yes.
Anyone has anything you want to share with Anjan or question, thoughts? There's a teddy bear you're wearing on your t-shirt. Right.
T-shirt.
The t-shirt.
That.
Huh? Oh, okay. Joanne has a. Okay, Joanne will ask you some critical question. Get ready.
I just want to say,
Go ahead, Joanne.
maybe on this case is very important because a lot of our university must be go to the international university, right? Maybe in China also have standard to increase the university become international university or using world rank like the or webometric or something. Maybe this reason can also adding to your background because this research will focus on your university, right?
Not only one university, not only my university.
Oh, not only on your university, so it will be a lot of university international students at many university.
Generally, every university have the international students.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
yeah.
the limitation maybe province or national university or a public university or government university, something like that.
Private university also they start to invite international students, yeah, this years.
Maybe you need more scoping on what kind of university become your population and then become your sampling, something like that. So the urgency maybe can be described clearly why you choose the number of that university, and then if it will be focused on your university, maybe it will help the university develop strategy to increase their international students, and then we can know what the most the students come from and why they are, maybe why you said that Russian students a lot than other students from other country. It will be help your university think maybe we need more to increase strategies to other areas like Asia and Europe. Why not a lot of students that come from that area come to the China, and also become a suggestion to the university how they can develop what is it strategy to become to take a lot of students from abroad come to China, something. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. Actually now many universities are actually working hard to get more international students and not just more international students, a variety of international students to come to the university. So that is actually, I think there are studies on international students and international students alike quite a bit out there. So if you want to explore that one, some universities have more international students than local students. That is, and you find some in Malaysia is like that too, right? So that there's a lot of research on international students nowadays. So I think this is not something that is rare. It is not something that is different, but you've got to bring in something that is different, which is the comparative study of this between the type of universities as well as the nationality, comparison of the nationalities. I think that will give you some novelty, originality, something makes your research more original. So we can talk about the cultural adaptability of the Moroccans, cultural adaptability of the Russians, the academic adaptability of the Pakistanis. So that will be something unique to capture. But you will need to do something of that nature, of that kind of research to arrive to some kind of original findings and original analysis. And you got to show that that has not been done before. Okay, the idea of adaptability. I think the word adaptability is a good word to use. Right? Of course, you can talk about more than that. What you mean by adaptability? Adaptability usually implies, adaptability usually means there's some level of success, but not complete success yet, but able to survive, able to cope, able to adapt. Usually that's what it means, right? So like Mutadi has able to adapt to Malaysia for so long.
Yeah. May I succeed?
I succeeded, inshallah. Amin. Yeah. Okay, anyone else? Thank you so much. Joanne?
Thank you so much.
Misk.
Yes, Siwak.
Suwak.
Siwak, and yeah, this is the traditional toothbrush of the Arabs.
Yeah.
Of the Arabs.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Okay. This, I see Pak Rudi just came in. Pak Rudi, welcome back home. Yeah, right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll recap. We will call it a day. Anything else? No. Okay. Okay, we'll call it a day. So it's almost 4:30 now. Right? Okay. Chang is almost there, almost about to graduate now. He's just filling up the forms and checking on things. So, Chang, 你们的大师兄，他也是大师兄。This is big brother. Chang 也是大师兄。Chang.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
You're 大师兄。Right. You're about to graduate.
5 years.
After 5 years, yeah?
It's a month.
Yeah?
You communicate with me.
Who?
No. Chang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there's Parudi.
Yes. Yeah.
Welcome back, Parudi.
Thank you, bro.
You were at LSPR.
Yes, actually.
What were you doing there?
Teaching.
Teaching. Okay. What course are you teaching at LSPR? LSPR.
Communication.
Okay. Yeah. It's a school of communication, basically. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
So you met Taufan.
Sorry?
You met Dr. Taufan.
Yeah, actually, he's my boss.
He's your boss. Oh, okay.
Yes.
You know that he's my student.
No, yeah. No. I think she mentioned for your name.
Okay. He was my student last time. So it'll be fun. Yeah. He's your boss. Yeah. He's the deputy rector.